Bags, can you hear me? Not much, you. 2 seconds. Yeah, I can see you. No, I did. I sent it to you. Yeah, dude, I didn't realize you just emailed me. They say technology is supposed to make our lives easier, but, you know. Can't hear you. You're pushing talk. I got you. I didn't realize you just Yeah, man, take your time. No rush, no rush. Nah, man, you're all good. No worries. Yeah, it's always fun, man. Yeah, definitely. I can definitely hear you. Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm ready, man. Anytime. Don't worry, man. I'm new to the you. Hey, don't worry. That's why I grabbed mine. Nice shorts. Makes your legs look nice. I'll tell you one thing. I found somebody found my channel from your channel. Yeah, they because I made a video. Remember last week I was telling you about I had a friend who who went to Long Mountain. Well, I wanted to make a video on it before I told people I went to Long Mountain. So I made a video. Yeah, I made a video on it, and they're like, "Oh, it sounds like the same guy from Bags." And I wanted to leave in the message and say, "Yeah, it was me." Yeah, no, you're good. Take your time.
Hey. Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday. You know what that means, right, everybody? It's Sunday Night Trucking Talk Live. And we're going to do a little something different this week. We're going to keep the phone lines locked up for the first 30 or 45 minutes. And we're going to have a talk with the local guy. We're going to get his story. So this is going to be the first in a series that I do once a month, every month, we're going to do a series called The Trucker Story. And we're gonna find somebody, and I'm going to talk to them, and I want to get their story, and we're going to share it with you guys. So welcome in, local guy. I guess, how do you say your name? Because I'd rather call you by your name if that's okay.
Renee.
Renee, okay. All right.
Just like the girl name.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to do that.
Hey, you're fine. Don't worry.
Until I knew
when I talk to brokers on the phone and I tell them my name, they're like, "Are you a girl?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a guy. I'm sorry to disappoint you."
All right, man. So let's just start way back. Let's just go way back. All right. To when
right. You
when
want
you
to go?
let's
You want to go way back? We can go all the way back.
We can go all the way
back. It's
back.
been 9 years.
That's where I want to start, man. And
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's been a lot of companies, man.
Well, no, we don't have to go through all that. But let's just go back to when you decided to get into trucking. What drove you to decide to get into trucking?
Well, I was working at Domino's Pizza when I was 18, and I talked to one of the delivery drivers for Domino's, actually, like the ones who actually deliver the truckloads. And the guy's like, "Yeah, you can make some really great money." And I'm like, what's great money, man? I'm like 50, 60,000. The guy's like, "Nah, I make 120." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a local driver." And I'm like, "Wow." I'm like, I would kill to have a job like that. And, you know, I think it was like 6-7 months into Domino's, I decided when I was 18 to go get my license, and haven't looked back since.
And it's been how many years now? You said 9?
9. I'm 27 now.
So where did you go to get your license?
I went to, it's called NETS, so New England Tractor Trailer School.
Okay, so you went to a private school.
Yeah, yeah.
So you didn't go through a company. You went through a private school.
Nope.
Okay.
I first started off at Warner.
Okay, Warner Express. All right.
Yeah.
Home of Dollar General. Home of Dollar General.
Yeah. Yeah, Dollar General.
Yeah.
I didn't even make it a month in the training. So what happened was I went in after like just before Thanksgiving, and with everything going on with Thanksgiving and all that, they got me a bus. Like a bus to go to New York and to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Can't think of Peter Pan bus.
Okay.
I get to the Peter Pan bus, they're supposed to have my name on a thing. And they never put my name on the list.
Wow.
When I went there, they never gave me a reference code or anything like that. So the recruiter calls me up and says, "Why didn't you get on the bus?" I said, "Why didn't you guys tell me that I was supposed to have a reference code or my name on there or anything like that?" I'm like, "This is my first time ever doing this." So my journey started with them on a really crappy note.
And how long were you there? How long did you stay there?
I was there for, I'm not joking, I was on the truck with the trainer for a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Tops.
This is at Werner. This is at Werner, correct?
Yeah. I after that, I'm like, I'm not doing this. Then I went to Schneider for a week. They failed me because, I went to Schneider for a week. They failed me because I couldn't back up the truck. And, wow, I can't speak tonight. I couldn't back up. Period.
Okay.
Couldn't back up.
You couldn't pass their backing test.
Nope. So I had one result left, and I called Prime. And Prime said, "You have your CL?" They said, "You have to do TNT." They're like, "You have to do 60,000 miles."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm perfectly game for that. You know, I don't have no major bills at 21 or anything like that."
Yeah.
So I went to Prime for maybe I was there for 7 months, 8 months. And their training, I'll tell you this right now, their training made me the driver I am today.
Oh, it's top-notch. It's top-notch training, in my opinion, yeah.
Dude, Warner wanted to put me in the truck with a trainer for a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't drive. I did not drive. From when I got my license at 18, I was driving Class B trucks until I was 21.
Okay.
So basically, I couldn't back up anymore. And they wanted to just scoot you right along. They wanted to push you right through. And
Mm-hmm.
the way my journey has went with trucking,
Mm-hmm.
I thank Prime a lot, because if it wasn't for Prime or just like another mega carrier who would have screwed me over, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I think their training program
Yep.
is the one of the best, if not the best, in the nation, as far as making sure that their student drivers are prepared to go out on their own. It's not always perfect. It doesn't work for everybody, but the percentage of success after their training program is super high compared to most places. And I think that's a statement to not only their training program, but the drivers who are involved training the students for the most part. I think all of that comes into play. I think every bit of it
Very
comes
true.
into
I
play.
I totally agree with you. Like, honestly,
Yeah,
it really has made. If I was going to go back to a mega carrier again, I did go back to Schneider for a month.
for a
For,
month.
for a month, I used them to get their truck. So I wanted to go
Oh,
on the open. I wanted to go on the open spot market with their truck.
okay,
So I used them in a way to get to where I am now,
okay.
to better position myself. So I had an SFI truck,
Hmm.
and I went to a company called F2F Transport. They basically, I'm using their DOT numbers. I think we went over this last
Yeah,
week.
we did.
But yeah, I'm basically just using their DOT numbers, and I am on the open spot market and I can do whatever I want. And the payment I was paying was $1,100 a week.
Yes, so,
It,
like
dude,
Prime.
it's so bad. Like, you know how those Prime it's the same
Yeah,
thing as Prime.
yeah. Same thing as Prime.
But yep, but you had a trainee on your truck.
Yes,
A little bit different.
it is.
So, but like I said, it's I'm glad I am where I am
So
now.
what at what point in your journey did you finally decide I want to own a truck one day and be my own boss?
All
Like,
right. So I
how
work.
long
So
into it did you finally make that decision, and then how long after that did it take you to get to that point?
so I went to a company called JB Hunt.
Okay.
I worked for CNS Wholesale Grocery.
Yep.
So I was subcontracted to CNS, and maybe 2 years ago, I didn't think it was going to come so fast. It came so fast because I had a boss that kind of pushed me out in a way. I mean, straight up pushed me out in a way where I was making $100,000 as a local driver.
Yep.
Then my pay would have went down to 75 if I would have stayed.
Oh
So taking
wow.
that pay, yeah. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I worked every 3 weekends. So on that Saturday or the third weekend, I would work, and I would have the rest of the time off. So for 6 months, I had a boss who did really well with the account. So we were on another account that got transferred over to another account.
Okay.
So he took me with him because I was a driver trainer over there, and he's like, "I need you to come with me," and I'm like, "Give me the weekends off," and he agreed to it. So I was doing double trailers and stuff like that, just killing myself for these guys, like straight up just working 12 to 14 hours a day.
Okay.
And there was the point where I was just like, I'm never going to make this type of money if I don't get my own truck, or,
Yeah.
these guys were so another big reason why is holidays. So if you're a local driver and you work for groceries, you're going to work the day, so at CNS, they set it up so where on Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you would work all the way through those weeks, 6 days, every single day, every single week.
Everybody, or you had,
Everybody.
or was there a point that after being there so long you
Nope.
finally got kicked?
Nope. Everybody. They don't care if you had 10 years there. You will work 6 days, no matter what.
Just because
They
they were
don't.
so busy.
Yep, they were through the roof.
Yep. Yep.
And it's just to a point where 6 days, how are you going to see your kids on the holidays?
Yeah.
On the holidays, you fall asleep.
You might as well be on the
Honestly.
road. You might as well be on the
Yeah,
road.
pretty much. I'll tell you this one right now. As a local driver, it is harder to do local than it is to do over the road, because I was consistently doing up to a week 50 to 60 stops.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I would go up to Vermont, and I was doing up there 8 stops, but 500 miles. Yeah, dude, you
That's
run
it.
your clock.
Now, and so do you have a sleeper on your truck?
Yeah, I have a sleeper.
Okay, I didn't know if you had a
I got,
sleeper on that truck that you were CNS up there and
yeah,
back and
yeah.
all that. Okay.
I didn't lay. I laid over one time, and that was due
Okay.
to a flat tire.
Okay. All right.
So besides that, they're the shorter international ones, the 56-inch.
Yep. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Okay,
yeah.
so then you make the decision, and you went to Schneider, right, to join their lease
Yep,
program.
yep.
And then so then where did you go after that? How did it progress after that to where you are now?
So it actually went pretty quickly. Like this happened within the last 6 months.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So I
So
left JB Hunt in September. Went to Schneider for about a month and a half. I wasn't using Schneider as like so call using them. They just wasn't making enough money there. Like you would have to run anywhere between 25 to 3,000 miles to make 5 grand, 6 grand. Like they just rolled out a new choice board for everyone,
okay.
and I still talk to people that are still there. But,
Yeah.
besides that, you had to run. You had to run to make money with that truck. No matter where you went,
No matter where you went,
to
you
make
had to,
money.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that seems to be a thing
Yep.
with people. Hey guys, I'm going to move this camera for you guys because I keep looking up and I'm sure that looks just absolutely just weird to you guys. So I'm gonna try to move this up here so that at least now when I'm looking up, I'm looking at you guys. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's a little
Don't
better.
worry,
It's
dude,
not
I'm
as close. It's not as close, but now at least when I'm looking up, you guys are looking. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, man. It's so weird, like doing this on the computer. I have two
Yeah.
screens. I have you on one and the comments on the other one.
Yeah, so do I.
And it's
I've
just,
got it.
yeah, dude. It's like everywhere. It's like I'm not used to this. And my wife goes to school and she likes the both screens. And I originally set this up for gaming, and since
That's
I
what
haven't
mine's.
gotten
That's
the
what mine's
computer,
for. You can't. Since you got that truck, you don't have time to game probably.
well, well, I'll tell you this one right now. The truck that I have now, I only pay $13.75 a
Well,
month.
that's what I was gonna say. So you went to Schneider and you got one of their trucks. How long
Yep.
did you take that truck with you when you left?
Yeah. I took their truck.
Okay.
They have you pay a deductible of anywhere between I think I paid to switch over to F2F.
Yep.
I think it was 1,900.
Okay.
They want when you leave. And that's not that bad right now. If
No,
you go to
that's not.
if you want to leave Schneider now
Yep.
to go over to F2F, it's 5,000.
Wow. They have to have 5,000 of your money
They want 5,000.
as a
They're telling
security
people 5,000
as a security blanket for them.
as a security blanket. It's not because it's because everyone's leaving Schneider with the truck.
Yeah.
They want the money.
Yeah.
They're just being greedy. That I'm gonna be totally honest. They're just being greedy, man.
They
Because
just
a
want
lot
it.
of people, F2F is Schneider now. Like I'm not gonna lie.
It's just full of them.
It's just full of Schneider ICs.
Okay. So
Well,
so you drove that truck for how long?
I drove it for 5 months,
Okay. So
and I'll tell you this one right now. It taught me how to cringe everything together, save as much money as possible.
yeah. How much were your payments at Schneider
11 a month,
or a week?
4,400.
A month.
4,400 a month for the insurance for the truck.
Yep.
Now with the insurance, it was also 159 a week. So let's just say 650. I'm sorry, yeah, 650.
$650 a week.
650 a month. 159 for insurance a week.
Okay. But then you had your truck payment,
Yeah, on top of the
which was 1,100.
Yeah, so about $5,000 a month.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about $5,000 a month. So you decided. So once you were paying that out, you decided enough of that.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
time
much.
to do
I
something
lived that.
different.
Yep. So I went through a finance company called the Funding Booth.
Okay.
And there's no trucks right now. no trucks
All right.
available. The market is so super hot. I found a truck, a
Everybody
Columbia.
wants a truck. Everybody wants a truck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Until the end of this year, where everything's going to slow back down.
Correct. It will.
Return back to normalcy, and then everything's going to be back to where it was.
Yep.
But anyways, so I found a Columbia. So this was maybe 6-7 weeks ago. Found the Columbia. I go through my finance company. They approve it and everything. They tell me I need a new title. Now, it's in Massachusetts. The guy texted me last Friday that he just got the title. So I turned in my truck in February, the end of January, early February.
And you've just been sitting at home.
And I just been sitting at home.
Okay, so did you bought this truck from an individual, or did you buy it from like a place?
So I actually went to so what ended up happening was I was set up to finance the truck through the funding booth.
Okay.
And then after so long, I started to get panicky because my money just started dropping.
Yeah.
Like bills start to pile up.
Oh yeah, and you're not working. You have no money coming in. You have no money.
See, I was doing Uber. I was doing Uber Eat and DoorDash.
Yeah.
But in this area, you have to drive like 300 miles
a day.
A day.
To make any money.
A day, and I was making $150, and I'm like, I'm making not making that much money.
You're not doing that well. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't keep on doing this, and I have a Dodge Ram 1500.
Oh gosh,
yeah. And my wife has a Honda Pilot, and she let me use her car, and still with her car, she has a V. I think our car is a V.
V6.
Is it V6? Yeah, she just said it's a V6, and she I didn't want to put miles on her car like that. That was my problem.
And it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you'll pile them up, man. If you're driving 300 miles a day, man, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
$1,500. That's I was working 5 days a week, and I was bringing home like $600-700.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I can't live off of this. I'm like, I'm like, we got a house payment. I'm like, we got other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't do this. So I got panicky and thankful. I'm very thankful for my wife. Very thankful. She's a night nurse, and she contributes as much as I contribute, and she really does help a lot.
Yeah, because without that, you probably wouldn't have made it.
No. I would not be in the position I'm in today.
Yeah, that's a big transition, man. What you did is a big transition.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, very big. So anyways, so I would say maybe 4 weeks ago, I start to get antsy, and I'm like, I'm not making the money that I thought I was going to make doing DoorDash. And I'm like, I can't keep on putting 300 miles on my wife's car every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, eventually oil changes are going to need to be done. I'm like, so I ended up talking her into letting me put down $5,000 at Long Mountain. And I flew out there to Nebraska. And I looked at the truck. I put down the deposit before I went.
Yep.
I looked at the truck. I took it to Freightliner. I did a dyno test, did an oil sample, and I also did a DOT inspection. Long Mountain is a very, very good way to go. Make sure you do your homework before you go look at the truck.
It's like buying a car. It's like buying a used car.
Exactly.
Yep. They sell enough of them that some of them are gonna be junk. That's the reality.
Exactly.
That's the reality of it. And with a company like Lone Mountain, man, they're buying fleets. All right, they're going to these fleets and they're buying fleets. They're going, okay, we'll buy 50 trucks from you, and they buy them and they get 50 trucks sent to them, and they get what they get at a certain price, And so you have to be vigilant, like he's saying. He took it to Freightliner. He got the dyno test done. He got the oil sample done. He had a DOT done to make sure it's going to pass the DOT, right? Because you can't drive it without being DOT certified to be on the road. So you have to make sure you do these things, right? Lone Mountain. It's Lone Mountain, right?
Yeah, Lone Mountain. Lone Mountain. I don't know.
Don't ask me
why. Don't worry, I do it all the time. And there's a video. If you go on my YouTube channel, I'll post it in there. There's a video on there of me going over exactly what happened, what I did,
You can
how
post
much
it.
it cost.
You can post it in chat. You can post it in chat if you want to. So you go. Yeah. So he's gonna post that. What's going on, everybody? Jenna, how are you, darling? It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Do you want me to post the video or post my channel?
You should just be able to. Should be able to post it, and then one of the mods, whatever you want, just post your channel, and one of the mods should be able to approve it.
How's it going? So,
one of the mods should be able to approve it. I do believe. Yeah, just making sure, Bobby. So, guys, we're talking to Renee, the local guy. We're getting his story from the beginning of his trucking life to where he is now. And so, you go out to Lone Mountain, and you buy this truck, and I guess you drive it home?
Yeah, I drive it home.
All the way from
1,300. I'll tell you this one right now. I did stuff that I shouldn't have done that night. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, exactly, because at that point, you're not on ELD. You're not on. You're just getting
I'm
home.
on nothing.
And
they say I can use it.
It's a private vehicle.
Exactly. So, and I use the private vehicle as a private vehicle. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
22 hours.
Well, I think you're allowed, and legally, I think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So it is.
Well, I'm not saying I broke the law in any way.
Yes, correct. But yeah, so you take the truck home, and then did you get your own plates and DOT number and all that, or how are you operating?
Nope. So F2F sent me a whole package of stuff.
So same company you had the Schneider truck at.
Before I even picked up the truck, everything was at my house.
Okay, so you took it with you.
Nope.
You left it in the house.
They mailed it in as I was going out.
I got you. So by the time you got home,
I could have. Now, if I really wanted to, I could have waited.
Yep.
All right. And I could have took my numbers, went there, pulled a trailer. What's it called? I forgot. They call it a certain thing. So where I can pull a UPS trailer from down there all the way up here and use the UPS trailer to book freight and to bring it back up here.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's basically a power only move.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with something like that. So basically, you use their trailer, and basically that's all you do.
Yeah.
And I can book any freight or anything like that.
They get their trailer moved across country for free, and you get to make some money moving some freight.
But they'll pay you. They'll pay you maybe like $750.
Oh, that's pretty good.
On top of whatever you make with the trailer.
So now you have your own truck, and what do you pay? What do you pay a month?
I pay $1,375. $343.50 a week.
Okay.
And I pay an insurance. My insurance is $69 a week, compared to $159.
So you're paying about $400 a week.
A week.
For everything. For everything.
A week.
A week.
For
guys.
everything.
You hear that? You hear that, guys? $400 a week. Now, how many miles did your truck have on it?
454,000.
450. So almost $500,000. And
yeah,
the big question I know the big question everybody's going to ask is how many years you got to pay on it?
40 months, so 3.5 years.
40 months, yeah. 3 years, 4 months. That's actually less. I thought you were going to say 5 years. Seriously, nope. I did. So 3 years and 4 months.
Yep.
It's yours.
They have other trucks that are a lot cheaper than mine. They have international.
Wow, guys, you hear that? And
they have international. They have JB Hunt International trucks there. The reason why I did not want to get a JB Hunt truck is because I worked for them, and their maintenance program sucks. Just sucks. I'm just gonna leave it.
He said, "I used to drive that thing. I used to drive one of them."
Yeah, dude.
You know that old saying, "Drive it like you rented it."
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, my truck came from Crete. I couldn't be more happier because I heard, I don't know if it's true. I gotta look it up. I gotta call Crete and ask them this. What I was told was Crete they grease the truck every 25,000 miles, change all the fuel filters every 25,000 miles. They do everything to the truck.
Wow.
And they do dude, I'm telling you this one right now when I tell you this.
Yeah.
I've driven a brand new International. I've driven a brand new Freightliner. This truck is the best riding truck I've ever driven. The one I have now.
you had. Yep.
Yep. I don't know if it's because it's mine and it feels
Maybe,
better.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's because it's not.
Because now,
Maybe it's because it's
and
not
now,
automatic. I don't know.
and you can make money in that truck at that rate, at that overhead,
Yeah,
man. At that overhead, you can make money
I made $5,000 this week on 1,300 miles.
with an overhead of 400 plus fuel. All right, 400 plus fuel, and he's how many miles?
1,300.
Wow.
I'm not bullshitting.
So maybe 950 in fuel, or 1,000. Not even.
No.
Wait, what?
Like 500.
Wow. So we're talking $1,000 over. So you made like $4,000 this week. What a sigh of relief that must be.
Oh, dude, it's so much.
Comparing a month ago, like you were saying, you're going, oh crap, what what's going on? The bank account's dwindling. You know, I'm putting 1,500 miles a week on the car. This isn't working.
For the very first time in my life, I was able to put away $1,000.
Just
This
tuck
week.
it away.
Just chuck it away.
Wow.
After we took our cut.
Nice.
It-
See,
it-
that's
it-
the way it should be. That's the way it
And
should
then
be for
next
all
week-
owner operators.
Next week
Yep.
is the $5,000 week. I'm hoping to put away like close anywhere between I want to say $15,000 to $2,000 a week.
You're finally living, man. You're finally living.
The thing is, I don't have a lot of money for maintenance right now,
Yeah.
so it's just going away for the truck
But still, you're
pretty
tucking it
much.
away. Yeah. And when you get that to $10,000, I would even quit doing that. I'd start tucking away in your personal investment accounts.
I wouldn't
you know
do.
what I mean?
I don't. $10,000's not enough for me.
You don't think so? You want more?
I want at least.
Well, I think engine overhauls. Excuse me, guys. I have on my prime shorts, but my leg is cramping. So an engine overhaul is what, about $12,000 nowadays? I think $12,000 for an engine overhaul.
Hold on 2 seconds.
All right, he's running out.
She forgot to close the door when she left. So.
But I don't know what an engine overhaul is nowadays. I know it used to be like eight to 10. 19,000.
19.
So you're gonna need $20,000 in the bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're gonna need.
That's why I'm saying 20.
So as an owner operator, you're gonna need $20,000 in the bank.
But the good thing about F2F is F2F, they take care of you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me, but I heard that they will help you up to a certain amount of money if something goes severely wrong with your truck. If you're making like $200,000 a year,
Yep.
For
With them, yeah.
with them, they're gonna help you.
Yeah.
If you're making $50,000 a year, then you're not gonna get help.
Yep. But if you're running, you're out there running and making money.
I have the email from the guy who says you're a very, very productive partner. And I have a buddy of mine who came over with me from Schneider, and he's pretty honest, and he's saying he's making anywhere between $55,000 and $7,000. And I'm like, you're not home every night. I am.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
Yeah, that is a huge difference. A huge difference, man. It's a huge difference. It's such a point, and that's where a lot of your OTR guys want to be, right? They want to be home every night, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. I keep looking at chat. Chat's over there.
Yeah, don't worry. Mine's over there, too.
Camera's here, but chat's over there. So I look at here when I talk to him, but I need to look up there. But yeah, that's what a lot of you guys are looking for. And so this is the path he took to get there. And so that's the kind of thing you need to look at. Find your path and figure it out and ride that path to the end, man. Like Renee has done. Because now you're home every night. Every night.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to, so the reason why the path I took is because I didn't want to be a company driver anymore because of these reasons. When holidays come, I want to be able to take a week off.
Okay.
My dad had a drinking problem. My mom had a drug problem. I come from people that have problems in my life that I didn't see my parents that much. I got whatever I wanted. My parents spoiled me and all that. But I was never shown that love and affection. And I want to change that for my kids.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids, I don't want to work 7 days a week. I don't want my wife to have to work 6 days a week. I want us to work the bare minimum to where we see our kids and our kids have a good life.
And each other. And
Yes.
each other. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
us to have to kill each other.
Correct.
You know,
And that's important.
I'm thankful for what I have, honestly.
Oh, and dude, your story, this story is one that so many people right now getting into the industry, and many people who have been in the industry for a long time. You're at the point where they want to be, man. I've met people who've been on the road for 20 years and wish they were where you are now in 9. You know, and so what you've done is you got a plan and you stuck to it. And so congratulations on that, man, because it doesn't always work out for everybody.
No, man, it really doesn't. You know, a lot of people don't realize that. You really have to, like, it was hard. Like, there was a couple times where I almost quit trucking. And due to my wife.
Yep.
I'm the one that she made me stick it out. Because I went to school. I gave up trucking. So I didn't discuss this yet. So I left Prime.
Yep.
I went to JB Hunt.
Yep.
Now, the last time, so I was 21, being a cocky kid.
Yep.
As cocky as they can be. Oh, I got this. I can do all this. I went to go drive the truck in the city. New York City.
Oh, wow.
Boston. The 6 boroughs.
It was a wake-up call, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I got into 2 accidents in 3 months, and they fired me.
And they fired you?
Yeah. Do you know what they put on my DAC report? Due to safety issues.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, if you know what that means, you can't find a job.
It's almost near impossible to find a job if that's on your DAC.
So I had a company, a temp company. I don't know what the guy did. I don't know why. He whited everything out on the DAC report, and he handed it to his boss. His boss overlooked it. I got an opportunity. I stayed with them for a year. You know how much money I was making? $16.50
an hour.
Running 18-wheel trucks.
And he lives deep in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Deep in the Northeast. Connecticut. Guys. So $16.50 is nothing.
I was making $16.50.
That's way below poverty level for that region of the country.
Yeah. Yep.
Way below.
Well, the good thing was I was only 22. 22
that helps.
when that happened.
I mean, that helps. You don't have a lot of bills piled up yet.
No.
Yeah.
But, man, like, I stayed there for a year.
Yep.
I got what I needed to get. And basically after that, I don't know. Where did I go after that? I'm trying to think. I think, I went to a company called M&M Transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I don't think I have.
No, I was there for 6 months. Then I went to Ryder Dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
They had a new account in Bloomfield, Connecticut, Trader Joe's. They let me go because they hired too many people for the account, and I was on the last one.
You were the
one of the very last ones. They let me go. Then, man, it was just a...
no, we don't have to go through all of them.
Basically, just a downward cycle of jobs after jobs after jobs. Then, don't ask me why. I saw this ad. It said $110,000, JB Hunt. And I'm like, all right, they're lying right off the bat. They're lying. There's no way. So I call the recruiter, and she's like, well, you got an option. You can come back with us. I'm like, okay. I said, is it really true that these guys are making $100,000 a year? She says, yes, on this basis. So basically going back into the city, working for CNS again, you get paid $42.50 per stop.
On top of your other pay.
On top of $50 per day for a day rate they give you. You do 5 stops in the city. That's $250 right there. Then you get your mileage pay.
Okay.
With your mileage pay, 300 miles, $150. $400 a day for 5 days, $2,000 a week.
$100,000
Dude,
a year.
I'm not going to joke with you. I have a buddy who just left there. Do you know how much money he made there last year?
140.
You're going to think,
140?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. No, I
He was a
believe it.
trainer.
I believe
75
it. I believe it.
$75 a day extra
Yeah, I believe it, man.
to train
140.
somebody
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I made a hundred. I made
Dude, when
130. I made 138 the last year with Prime training
yep.
all year. So
Well, this was a company driver.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's totally
Yeah,
different. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Dude, I was like, yo, dude, I'm like, you made more. I couldn't believe he made $140,000
yeah,
there.
yeah. It's a
I'm
lot of money.
like, yep. I'm like, I couldn't do the city anymore. So when that guy said to me, "Hey, you want to go up to Vermont, you want to go up to Maine, you want to go do long runs?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll definitely do that." So,
But at least now you've got a place where you're where you need to be.
oh yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely,
Not
dude.
everybody finds that at the end of the day.
Nope. I'll tell you this one right now. I got a load picking up tomorrow between. I can go there at any time. I can go pick up there right now if I wanted to, and deliver tomorrow morning. But I got a run going up to Saratoga Springs
Yep.
from where I'm at is 125 miles, and then I'm coming right back down to South Windsor for $950
Oh
for
wow.
just one day tomorrow.
One day tomorrow.
One day.
That's a pretty good day.
Yeah,
That's a
you're
pretty
telling
good
me
day.
it won't even be maybe $100 in fuel. Not even.
Yeah, it won't be much at all. Yeah,
No,
that won't be much at all.
it's 240 miles round trip.
All right, man. So it's been 45. That's kind of where I want to keep these, is in that 45-minute range.
Yeah, you're good.
But I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for coming
Yeah, no
in
problem.
tonight, man, and sharing that story with everybody, because I think this is the kind of story people like to hear, because it gets things
Yeah.
circulating in their brain about what their end game needs to be for them to be where you are, which
Yep.
is owning
Yeah.
your own truck, home pretty much almost every night. He's saying almost.
I'm home every single night.
Yeah, and on the path to owning your own truck in 40 months. So, which is probably what, 39 months now, if I had to guess. It's probably
No, they give you 45 days before you can
before you have a payment.
Hey,
Yeah, so
yep.
still 40 months out. So
Yep.
we're gonna continue the live. We're gonna continue the live, but this part is over. So I'm gonna take a short break, guys, like literally like 5 minutes or less, and then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna open up the chat on Discord. So if you guys want to be part of this tonight, for the rest of the show, come on into Discord, get into general chat, and you guys will be part of the show tonight as well. All right. Thank you again, Renee, for being here. I
no
appreciate
problem.
it. This is the first in what I'm going to do every month. So, guys, if you want to be a part of a trucker story, send me an email, crazybags357@gmail.com. Okay. Send me an email. Let me know how long you've been in the industry, where you currently work, or whether or not you're owner operator, and kind of tell me about why you got into trucking and why you plan on staying in trucking. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for, so I can kind of get a feel for people out, because I'm only going to do 12 of these a year. 12 of these a year is all I'm going to do. It's going to be once a month, not every week. All right, once a month. Michael was asking about the fees at F2F. Michael, that's what people would have to go and do their own. We just were talking about what was going on. Hey, Reth, maybe that may be what I'm doing, Reth. That may be what I'm doing here in a minute. It might be. All right, but give me 5 minutes, guys, and I'll be right back. And we'll continue this. All right. I think we should be, anyways.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I don't know if you want to. You said something about a podcast last week. Okay. Yep. Hmm. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. All right. All right, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude, yeah, definitely. I was gonna ask if you wanted to do a podcast together, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, man. legitimately, I'm just trying to help people out in this industry. That's basically what my goal is. So, yeah, that's why I started my YouTube channel. I just want to help people out, show people what it's like to be a local driver.
All right, all right. I'm back. I'm back, guys. I'm back. So it just took me a minute. It just took me a minute. Sorry about that. Let me check this music, guys. See how loud it is. See if we need to adjust the volume a little bit. It doesn't seem too bad. We can cut it down just a little bit. But just have something in the background. That's all I was looking to do. Just have a little something in the background. All right, who's in here? What do we got? Panda. Panda Man, what are you doing? Miracle, how are you? You guys should be able to hear me. You guys might have to go in and do push to talk or something in your settings. Go into your little cog wheel and go to your voice and video and see. Just have a little something in the background. All right, who's in here? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I got something talking I shouldn't be talking. Let me turn that off. All right. All right. What's going on, man?
Not much. How are you?
Good. How's it going out there for you, Panda? Panda is Evan. So, Evan, how's it going out there for you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I gotta go deliver in the morning to Target.
All right. All right. Target it is? How's life been treating you at Wilson Logistics?
It's like, I'd say like half-half.
What's going on? Hi, Greg. Greg, so Greg's truck's up here, guys. This is Greg's oil field tanker truck up here in the top left. Teddy, how are you? From South Carolina, man. How's it going over there? It's been a crazy week for me. Depends on what you're looking for, Randall. Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for, buddy. It could be the place. It could be the right place. I don't know, man. It just depends. Exactly what you're looking for. Just to be honest with you. I should probably take this. I could probably take this now, guys, and do this. And kind of point it at me. Let's see how that looks. Because all this kind of is right here in front of me. So we could probably do this. This is my chat. Bobby's just listening in. Bobby G, you want to be part of the deal.
Listening. Come
on.
on.
Yeah, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby.
Bobby's just listening in, he says. He's just hanging out with us. He's just hanging out with us.
Even I hopped on Mike. Come on, Bobby.
So, Bobby, we're going to have to get Bobby's story soon because in a couple months. Because Bobby's doing something a lot of people ask about all the time. And so when that goes down, then we're going to get Bobby in here for Bobby's story. That's for sure. We got to get the Bobby story. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So Panda drives at Wilson, guys. He's a lease operator over there. Now so you've done both sides of Wilson now, company and lease. Which one do you like better?
The way I like to run my truck, lease most definitely because
most definitely, yeah.
Because I like to do short runs, and obviously that's not going to work out for a company too well.
Yeah.
Per se. You just won't make good money. Like for me, I like to do runs that I can do,
You want some control. You like control. That's what it is.
Anywhere from like 200 to, I'd say like 400, 500 miles in one shift. That's the runs that I like to do.
Yep.
That I make the most money from.
Big Kev saying he's at Wilson as well. I don't have the video. I don't have the video. I don't have the video on, guys, in Discord because my camera can only be doing one app at a time. So my camera is running the OBS right now.
So my fleet manager keeps me running. Like the only reason I took the load to Lake City was because it's close to the state line.
Yep. Yeah.
My fleet manager knows, and sales also knows. Do not send me a beer load. Come
on, you don't want to go down to Jacksonville, man, and pick up at Budweiser.
No, they pissed me off last time, and I just don't. I had already told my fleet manager. I said, hey, if you send me a beer load, I'm not just gonna say no. I'm gonna send you a message.
Says
me out.
Hell no. Much. All right, so someone said, you're doing a lease purchase deal? I believe you are, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So it is a lease purchase deal at Wilson. It's not like Prime.
Yep. So they're kind of switching it up a little bit. Like I got grandfathered into the 5-year lease. They're now gonna do a 4-year lease. So they're trying to take a lease purchase, but they're also going to have a lease completion bonus with it now, and it's either going to be 4 years or 350,000 miles when the lease will be over.
Okay.
But now the balloon at the end is going to be $70,000.
Oh wow, wow. So they're turning into a serious money making deal for them.
Yes, because what
Yeah,
the local
yeah.
guy, what the local guy just said was, the used truck market is really hot right
Yep,
now.
it is.
So I've
Extremely
talked
hot.
to someone at Wilson, and he basically told me that for a truck that has like 350,000 miles on it, they can
Yep.
sell it themselves for about 75,000.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
Correct. Yes. So
Especially when the driver, the lease driver, has already paid the truck off for them.
yeah, because I did
You know?
so I did some math,
Yep.
and if you do all the lease payments with the forgiven lease payments they do, I think you're paying, it's like 250.
Yeah. So
250,000.
so they're already making a hundred grand there, and then turn around and sell. If they sell the truck, that's in your program. They're making 100 grand. But in the other program, they're going to make even more because they're going to flip 2 trucks in
Correct.
6 years. So they're going to make 150 in 6 years
Correct.
off
So
of
they're-
trucks. Hey,
Yeah,
Phantom,
so
how
they're
are you?
So they're basically trying to force you to turn in the truck.
Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. No doubt about it, man. That's exactly what
Which,
they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to say, well, one of the reasons they said is they want to keep new equipment in the fleet.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
So they're trying to do a little bit of a hybrid. I mean, so
Yeah,
it is what it is.
but it's working out for you. I mean, you're making money.
Yeah. Just this week I made 1,500 after taxes. The week before was 2,700 after
Yeah.
taxes.
So, I mean, that's pretty good, man. And you have complete control of what you're doing.
Yeah. Like with this load here, and then the
Yep.
load I had before, I'm at 4,500 gross revenue for the week, and then like last time, so he'll give me a shuttle run basically, like
Yep.
so I'll pick up from Camilla, Georgia. Tyson has a plant there, and then I'll drive it 240 miles to Lineage in Savannah, and then I'll be able
Yep.
to deliver it like that night. Like as soon as I get there, they'll go ahead and take
Yep.
me, and I'll be able to pull it off. When I took that load the last time, it was $1,500
Oh wow, that's
For-
nice. That's nice.
for like deadhead included. It was like 350 miles.
Yeah, it's like it's well over $4 a mile.
Yeah. So like if you can get shuttle runs basically, because it seems like Prime's getting a lot more of them.
Yep.
Then you can make a really good money.
And what's
off of
the weekly payment? What are you paying over there weekly?
the truck $995 with like all the fixed expenses. It's $1,293.
$12.93. So just real close to prime. That's like
Yep.
really close to prime numbers. So Jake, a lot like prime numbers. A lot like prime numbers. So highway freak. I agree with you a lot. That's a big thing. That's why most people's first trucks are lease trucks, because they don't know enough about the industry to make the smart purchase and buy the proper truck. And so, when Evan comes out of this, he's going to have a lot more idea of what's going on in the trucking industry, how to maintain a truck, what it costs to maintain a truck, because he's got this truck new and he's going to drive it for 5 years. And so he's going to have a really good idea of his maintenance cost, what he's spending in fuel, what his overhead is on a weekly basis. And so when he goes into getting his next truck, I'm assuming he's probably going to drive this one till the wheels fall off of it. But when you go into getting your next truck, you go in and get that used truck, you have a good idea of what to look for. It helps a lot.
And this wasn't like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, you've been looking at trucking for a long time, man.
Yep. And then both my parents did trucking. So like for me,
Yep.
just leasing in general, because I I don't have good credit to get a truck.
Yep.
It works, and then like I crunch a lot of numbers.
Yep.
So like every time I get fuel, I'm always writing this stuff down.
You're figuring it out. Yeah, you're figuring it out. And
Like,
and that, and that's the thing about trucks, man, is especially when you're new into trucking, you've got to have that superior credit score in order to get into trucking, to buy in your own truck. Once you have 5 years experience trucking, that experience is a bit like it really will elevate you, even with a low credit score, for some of these places to finance you. Because they know, hey, this guy knows what he's getting into. He's done this before. He understands it. He's not going to be out there for a month and then bail on us and leave our truck at a truck stop. We're going to have to go repo it and drag it all the way back to wherever. So it makes a big deal.
Like for me, I have a private Google map pulled up. Every time I go to a shipper and receiver, I have a pin put on there, and then it tells me, how much per mile I earned, and then what product they ship out of there, and then the name of the shipper.
You keep all of that.
Well, because mainly the biggest thing is, out of my last 25 loads, I think probably like 17 or 18 have been loads that have gone to a Walmart.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So it'll come from like a Tyson or something, go to
Yeah.
Walmart.
Reth, he said it was like $12.69, and that is before variable cost. That is before variable cost. It's before fuel. We're talking just your fixed cost is what we're talking about. It was $12.93. Yep. $12.93. No. No, that 15 and 27 were not before his variable cost, Reth. That's what he took home. That's what he's telling you. He took home, and that's after he put his money aside for taxes, Reth.
Yep.
Reth, the drivers are grossing anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000, $7,000 a week.
Yep.
This is what he made after he paid everything out. He's talking about what he made after he paid his truck payment, after he paid his fuel, after all that's gone. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm glad I'm not paying for fuel now. I've put $1,100 in the truck in the last 3 days. Yeah, fuel's pretty high right now, but I will tell you the fuel surcharge is going to start going up. So the drivers are going to start making more money to cover that extra fuel. All right. There's a variable pay too. It's called fuel surcharge, and the fuel surcharge is based on the cost of diesel at the pump, and so the loads are going to pay more because of the higher cost of diesel. I'll tell you, one of the biggest years I ever made so much money was with KLM, and I was paying $4 a gallon for diesel. All right, a most profitable year. Why? Because my fuel surcharge was outrageous, 44 cents a mile. I think I made that year for most of it. 44 cents a mile. I was getting a fuel surcharge, and I wasn't changing anything I do, and so I was getting 8 miles to the gallon, right? So 44 cents a mile at 8 gallons, right, or 8 miles to the gallon. So 8 times 44 is what, 320, 352. Is $3.52 a gallon I was getting just in fuel surcharge. All right. So I was ending up making more. I was paying less for fuel out of my pocket at the end of the day than I was when fuel was $2.50. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's crazy how it works out.
I put away 20% for taxes.
20%, freak. 20%. So he puts away 20%. Bobby puts away 25%. Yeah, it just everybody's different depending on your living situation. So whatever you do, just make sure you squirrel it away and then have you a little cushion, or be in a situation that is when February when you do your taxes, you have 2 months to make up the difference if you didn't put away enough. That's what I would say.
Yes. I keep track of a lot of stuff, and mainly because Walmart kind of tries to fuck you.
Okay.
So if a lot of times Walmart doesn't give money for reefer fuel at all, which on the statement they'll actually give you money for reefer fuel, they'll give you a penny.
Yes.
You get a penny.
You get a penny. Yes.
So, for instance, if you're keeping track of, certain shippers and like what product they ship out of there, and it's going to go to a Walmart generally,
Yeah.
well, what it's going to be. So, if I pull like, let's say, bananas, for instance,
Yeah.
well, that's got to be on produce sensitive.
Yes.
If I'm going to have that load for freaking 2 days,
You
you're
gotta,
not giving me any money for reefer fuel. Why do I want to take that load?
yeah, because it's going to cost you, especially with fuel the way it is right now. It's going to cost you.
Versus this Target load,
Yeah.
they gave me $75 for reefer fuel, and in 4 days, I just filled it up tonight. It's been 4 days. This is the first time I put reefer fuel in there, because when I picked up the trailer, it was completely full.
Yep.
It was down to half a tank. That's it in 4 days.
So you filled it up and you paid, what'd you pay, like $50?
Not even that.
Not even. So the 75 will more than cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll more than cover it. Where the other way, it would have been coming off your bottom line instead of already being built in. Randall says, as an owner-operator, where do you get your loads? Randall, there's lots of different places you can get your loads. The spot market, brokers, load board. I mean, there's just lots of places you can go. Lots of places. There's a lot of public places that you can just go into and look and see everything that's available in your area, what it's going to pay you, and you can make a decision whether or not you want to run that.
Yep, you got to look at everything,
Yeah.
especially fuel surcharge. You need to look at, what your miles per gallon is, and
Yep.
and you need to see if they're even coming close to covering the cost of your fuel, because the fuel
Yeah.
surcharge is not there to pay 100% of your fuel. It's just to offset that.
Yeah, it's just the offset the cost. Yeah. So you call them, Randall. They usually post it on the board. You call the number on the board. Usually it'll have the city it's picking up, the city it's going to, the broker who's in charge of that load, or the company who's in charge of that load, along with the phone number, and it'll tell you what it pays, and then how many days you have to get it there or whatever, pick up and drop off and all that. You just call the number and get with them.
Yep.
That's how it works. Yeah. And then usually, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, usually they'll once you agree to it, as long as everything checks out, because they'll check you out, your DOT and everything. But once you build a rapport with brokers, you don't have to go through that first part, but you'll have to build a rapport with them, and then you just call in. They'll cut you a check usually for sometimes up to a half of what the load's going to pay. So you have fuel money and expense money to get the load where it needs to go. It just depends on the brokerage house. Yeah, the DAT load board. Yep.
Yep. Or you can use a factoring company.
No, you get fuel surcharge every load, freak. It's on every load. Every load. The port. Bobby's talking about the port. Bobby, it's not that bad there.
So,
I've been there.
So I have no areas. My general area is the Northeast.
You just stay out of it?
Yes, my fleet manager knows that if the load is going to pay like really, it has to be really good, I will go up there. Otherwise, that's a no-go for me.
Otherwise, it's just a no-go.
Yeah, it's a hard, like really hard no-go.
Yeah, and Chad, my buddy Chad Rich, the same way. Chad's the same way. He don't want to go to the Northeast. He don't want nothing. He don't want nothing to do with the Northeast. That's just the way he goes.
I just get way too stressed out. Way too stressed out up there. I can't do it.
It can be tiresome up there, I would say.
Yep.
You don't look old tonight, man. Well, thanks, Game Cop. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's all about angles, man. It's all about angles. Why do you think women like to be from a certain angle, man? Because everybody's got a good angle. Guys, we usually just don't care about it. I've been to the port. It wasn't the worst I've been to. Yvonne, how are you? Yeah, the ports. I have zero bad experiences at that port. Up in it was a Gloucester. Is that how they say it? Gloucester, New Jersey. I have.
Gloucester. Yeah, I can't say it either.
Yeah, I can't say it. I can't say the damn thing.
Gloucester, I think.
Gloucester. Yeah, Gloucester, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but
yeah.
I know exactly where he's talking about. I've never had a problem there. They've got a big facility there, and it's almost always bananas that come out of there, man. Bananas or melons. Almost always coming out of there. That's just the way they
My
roll.
general place I like to run is usually the Midwest.
Yep. Well, the freight's good there.
Yes.
Freight pays good coming out of the Midwest, right? Take some freight out of the Midwest, take it down to the Southeast, just not all the way to Florida, usually, or just in Florida. If you can stay just go down like 50 miles or 100 miles into Florida and that's it, you'll make a lot of money.
Correct.
And bail back
Correct.
out.
Yeah.
You know, don't be going to Miami. Don't be going to Miami, folks. I'm just warning you. If they're going to offer you big money to go to Miami, if you take that big money and go to Miami, you're just automatically 600-mile deadhead back out. Just start driving to Atlanta and hope you get something before you get there. All right? Just hope you get something before you get there. When I did work with KLM, we took a lot of freight to Orlando. I was on a Tyson dedicated. We went to Orlando a lot. We went to Miami a lot. It was all Tyson, and Tyson sells to everybody. They literally would tell me on the way in, oh, you're going down to Miami or Fort Lauderdale. When you're empty, just head back towards Atlanta. Call us when you hit the Georgia line, and we'll find you your next run. Right? That's just the way it was.
Tyson,
After you deliver, and they pay me. They paid me full rate for that. So as a lease operator there, they would pay me my empty miles as well on the Tyson account. Tyson dedicated only at KLM gets empty mileage pay because Tyson pays it to them. So they give it to you.
Crazy.
Yeah, so they would just deadhead me all the way back out to Georgia. And then usually I would pick up in Vidalia or Tifton, somewhere in there, going back into Missouri or something, getting ready to hit Arkansas again and head back out. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I would say Tyson's really good about paying detention. Put it that way.
They are.
I don't think I told you about the one time. So I had a load going to. It was from a Tyson to a Tyson. It was going to Tyson in New Holland, PA.
Yes. Been there, done that, lived that nightmare.
Oh my god, shithole. Yeah. So they have they had three receiving docks, and I show up. There's two trailers in two of the docks.
Yep.
And then there's one truck in one of the docks. He's obviously getting unloaded. Well, they had two more prime trucks in front of me. They were backed up into spots where loaded trailers are supposed to go.
Oh wow.
And so the guy tells me, hey, you got these other trucks in front of you. He's like, hey, you can back up here. So I backed up next to docks, in front of the air gas tank or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm fixing to go to sleep, and the air gas guy came because he wanted to fill up that tank. So I had to pull out, and then he backed up behind me, back up to the tank, and then I backed up. Had to wait for him to get done.
Yeah.
And I go to sleep. Well, I wake up 2 hours later, and I look out my window, and there's no other trucks there. It's just me.
Yeah, everybody's gone.
So, everybody's gone. Well, there's there's no way to get into the building. There's no number you can call. There's no way to get in the building. They have it all locked down. And the yard dog came and pulled the trailer out of the door. Well, I'm like, well, shit. I was like, this is an empty door. I'm fixing to get, unloaded. No, the yard dog brought a freaking loaded trailer to get unloaded in there. The guy who originally had taken my paperwork came out and watched the yard dog back the trailer, and he looked at my truck, looked me straight in the eyes, and then ran back inside.
Oh wow.
And then
he got out of there. He dipped out.
I'm like, okay, so I'm starting to get angry. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm just watching.
Yeah.
6 hours pass, and finally I see someone. And it's just this random lady, and I'm like, hey. I said, I've been sitting here for at this point I was there for 10 hours. And I was like, am I going to be unloaded soon? I'm like, what is going on? And she brought me inside the plant. I went and saw the head plant manager or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? I'm like, well, I've been out there for 10 hours waiting to get unloaded. He goes, where are you? I was like, next to those 3 docks. I was like, you can't miss the truck. It's huge. And then he's like, oh shit, we forgot about you. I'm like, I'm like, oh my God.
Wow. And that happens.
Yep. So they got me backed up.
That happens. Unfortunately, that happens.
Yep. So they got me backed up to the dock, and they had me unloaded in 20 minutes. And the dude who brought my paperwork out to me that unloaded the trailer was the same dude who looked me in the face and ran back inside.
Oh. Wow.
So they Tyson got billed for I think it was like $650 in detention for that. They paid it the next week.
Yeah, they pay it quick. Yeah, they do. They pay it quick. My horror story from that same plant in New Holland, PA, is I went there Thanksgiving of 2016. I arrived on Tuesday night. This is Thanksgiving week. I arrived on Tuesday night. I was picking up a load of product being made there going to another Tyson facility in Russellville, Arkansas. Most of you have been there if you're a trucker.
Okay, yep.
The TVDC, Tyson Valley Distribution Center. They finally got me loaded on Saturday morning. I got there on Tuesday night. I sat there Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday. Saturday morning at like 6 a.m. they finally come out and got me. Said, all right, you're ready to go. So,
that's funny. So that place has probably gotten worse. There's like no place to go in there now.
It was a nightmare then. It was a nightmare then. So, but yeah, that's my horror story from New Holland. And we didn't get percentage of detention at KLM. We got a flat $200 a day or something like that, $250 a day. I can't remember. I think it was $200 a day. So I got $600 in detention, is what I got. I got $600 for 3 days. But then they gave me $75 layover pay on top of it, so I ended up making like $825 with no fuel costs for 3 days. I was like, okay, I'll take it. You know, 3 days, no fuel cost. I sat around and literally watched TV. That's all I did. Literally watched TV. Matter of fact, I think I rewatched Game of Thrones. I had it on DVD. I think I rewatched Game of Thrones that week.
Yeah, I think that's the highest detention pay that's been billed out for me. The second highest was Cargill. They were at like $500. They refused to pay it. I talked to my fleet manager about it. They didn't ever pay it. Because, see, what Cargill does, it was the Cargill in Noonan. I'm sure you've been there.
Noonan, where?
Georgia. Noonan, Georgia.
Oh, yes. Just it's kind of southwest of Atlanta.
Yeah, so you go to the drop yard.
Yep.
So what they do is you can see the prime trailers that are sitting there loaded.
Yep.
But you don't know your trailer number. You have to go inside and go talk to security first.
Yep.
Well, they have you sign the bills and do all that stuff before they even give you the trailer number and what trailer you're gonna be picking up. Well, we figured out why. Because if anything's wrong with the trailer,
you're now stuck with it.
You're now stuck with it, and Prime's stuck with it.
They got to get the trailer fixed. Yeah, they're not going to unload it. They're not going to unload it and put it on another one.
Yeah, they refused.
Yep.
They refused.
Yep. They're not going to put it on another one. Correct.
That's whenever the DOT bumper was basically hanging off.
Just hanging off of it. And
Yep.
their yard guys that probably did it.
Yep.
I think the most I've ever received in detention was just over $1,200, and it was from Johnson & Johnson. It was at a Pfizer plant, I believe. It was in Pennsylvania, and I got a whole lot of money for it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Pfizer. It was Johnson & Johnson, but it was Sudafed. It was at a Sudafed distribution facility, and I was supposed to pick up one morning. I didn't get loaded until the next morning. One day, $1,200 in detention pay from Johnson & Johnson.
Not bad.
Once I learned what Johnson & Johnson's contract has for detention, every time I go to pick up, I'm just like, I'll sit here all day. Whatever you want, man. Y'all can load me tomorrow. That's fine. It's up to you. You know, my appointment's at this time. Am I missing the road yet, Ben? I do not. I run food delivery, so I keep my ass in my car in my seat for 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day. So I get the full experience of being in the driver's seat all day like you guys. But I don't have to deal with DOT. I don't have to sleep in a truck stop with some nasty people
Oh
banging on my
my
door in the middle of the night.
Yeah, let's not talk about. Ugh.
I don't have to do none of that. I don't have to do none of that.
Nothing worse than whenever you go to an empty bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning and some dude just sits down next to you. He's just like
Go.
he goes,
Hey, Marie.
he goes, oh.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The torture is coming.
Yep,
Marie, how are you and Marley? How are you and Marley? 1,800 a week. I get home at least once a week. Absolutely awesome. Yvonne, you found a honey hole. You're the reason I got into trucking. Well, Zach, I hope it's working out for you. I hope it's working out for you, man. I hope it's working out for you. So I'll let you guys in a little bit of insight because I let my Twitch people in on this today. We are doing the once a month trucker story. And if you're interested in that and being a part of that, so I'm only doing 12 a year, so I can't do everybody, guys. Send me an email, crazybags357@gmail.com. Like I said, just tell me a little bit about yourself. How long you've been in trucking, where you're working, why you got into trucking, and basically why you see yourself staying in trucking. Just some simple information. The more information you can give me, the more likely you are to become part of that program. And that is going to be uploaded into a monthly podcast. Once a month, I have a podcast slot. It's going to be a trucker story every month. That interview is going to be my slot on my podcast. Now, here's the thing. Come July, guys, you guys know I'm going to do a meet and greet with Eric and Jenna at Driver Lineup. For the month of July, a trucker story, Eric is going to guest interview me. So that should be an interesting video. We will do it live, just like we do this, but it may be during the week or something, depending on when I get to Springfield. But July's trucker story is going to be Eric from Driver Lineup interviewing me, and so me and him have talked about it. It will be a no holds barred kind of interview. It should be fun, and I think it's something that a lot of people who have followed me a long time will enjoy to see. Let's see. Pops, how are you? How are you, Pops? Shellback is in the house. For those of you who don't know, Shellback is Tin Can. Shellback is Tin Can over on Twitch. So that's Dad, man. That's Pops. That's my adoptive father. Him and Nana have adopted me over the past year. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you this evening. I hope you had a good nap. You're going through a lot of stuff right now, Dad. I hope you're okay. Marie says, buying a house. We are great because I'm buying a house. Congratulations. Congratulations on buying the house. That's what you can do when you get in with a good company and you make your money. You can do stuff like buy a house. You really can. Does anybody else want to join us tonight? Evan, when are you going home? You've been out for freaking 3 months.
What?
When are you going home? You've been out for like 2 or 3 months.
So maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
So
some guys go home. Some guys go home every 3 weeks. You've been out like 5 months. He's been out like literally. He's been out like what, 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than that.
More than that.
Like 4.
4 months, and you ask him when he's going home. He's like, another 3 weeks. Another 3 weeks.
So, I actually got a 34-hour reset in this load just because I had.
Mohammed, you can.
But before that, I calculated the days. I was on recap straight for 55 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. No doubt about it.
So.
Yeah, it's about time to take a little break. Sorry guys, I've got multiple screens going on here. So I've got the studio set up here on the screen, and I've got chat and everything set up on the screen. So that's why you see me going back and forth constantly. I'm just checking things out. Yeah, Bobby's right. It's hard to go home when the money's flowing.
Yep, that's true. So my fleet manager is pretty good. Like for example, so I didn't go home, but I visited my aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked Wednesday, to Sunday morning. I made 1,600 that week, and then I took Sunday to that following Monday off. And then he got me a load Monday that covered my expenses for like that Wednesday to that basically that week.
Yeah.
So I made 1,600, and then I still made I think it was like after fuel and everything, I still made like 250 that week.
And you were home.
Yeah. For
That's
like, it was like 8 days.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice when you go home like that and still get a little bit of a check. You know, that's I used to have that happen every now and then. That's kind of nice when that happens, and it's because you live in Florida. That's why, because you live in Florida, and everything going to Florida should pay well, especially if you have a fleet manager worth of shit.
Well, that wasn't. That was actually in New York. That's where I took home time that time.
Freak. I say neither, man. Look, I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in just run until you can't run no more. So I used to use the small hour days to my advantage, right? Because Prime would always try to utilize you every day if you had hours. So when I had 4 hours, what would they send me? Like an 80-mile run for 700 freaking bucks. Yep. Like it's like, wow, I'm all over that, right? And why did they send it to me? Because I only had 3.5, 4 hours that day.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, well, this guy can only go 100 miles. Okay, oh, this is perfect. Send it to him. You know, I just drove. I just drove till I couldn't drive no more. And, you know, I ran off recaps, and if I had hours, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. That's too long to be out. Yvonne, sometimes it is very, very much too long to be out there. That I promise you. It can get like crazy, crazy, crazy out there on the road. Mo, welcome in. It says Mo, so I'm going to call you Mo. How you doing?
That's fine. I'm good, man. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great, man. You're coming through great. How's life treating you on the road?
I'm driving to Sterling, Illinois to deliver this Walmart load.
Oh, you're going to... You're going to have to go deal with what the guy I used to call drill sergeant. There's Sterling, Illinois.
I've never been to this one.
All right, well, depending on what time your appointment is, Sterling, Illinois has a guy who works in the receiving department in the morning. He goes in about 3 or 4 in the morning, and everybody calls him drill sergeant. So he's a bit of an asshole.
My appointment's at 12 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Hopefully I miss him. No, right now.
Oh, right now? Yeah. You're gonna miss him. You'll miss him. He comes in at like 5 in the morning, I think. So
thank God.
Yeah, you'll miss him. So you're good. You're good. I always took fresh chicken there, so it was always like a 5 or 6 a.m. delivery, and I always had to deal with it every single freaking time I went there.
Oh,
it would drive me crazy.
I retired this load from in Amarillo. So.
Oh, did you? Now, are you with Prime?
Yeah. You're the reason I joined Prime.
Well, I hope it's working out for you. That's all right. That's always my response nowadays when people tell me that. You know, I hope it's working out for you, because it doesn't work out for everybody. You know, it doesn't work out for everybody.
Well, I'm team driving with my brother, so it's really easy.
Okay, so anytime you can get, if you're team driving, you can make money. You can make money. How you doing, Paul? Zach says I'm lit. I don't know about all that. Zach.
Or more power to you for the team driving.
Yes, because team driving is not easy, Mo. It's not easy.
Well, we got this truck in December of 2019, and I already have 264,000 miles on it.
In what, a year and 4 months?
Year and 3, yeah.
Yeah, 3 months, yeah. So just a year and a few months, and you've already, wow. Yeah, you're definitely going to hit mileage cap on that one, and you have to trade that one in early. Or you're just lease, right?
Well, yeah, I was company first for 6 months.
Okay.
About 6 months to learn the game, and then June of 2020, I went lease.
You went lease,
I wish I went lease earlier, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I wanted to learn the freight lanes, and I'm like, it's really the same job. But,
it is.
You have more
responsibilities. You have more responsibilities, and you have more freedoms. You have a little more control of what you're doing, you know. I love being lease. I don't think I could ever be a company driver. I surely can't ever drive for mileage pay again. There are a lot of companies who have lease programs that pay on the mile. and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it no more, man.
I live in Dallas, and I could have went to Stevens, but after
Oh,
meeting with
easy.
them and
Yeah, you easily could have
yeah,
went to Stevens.
finding out their contract, because I got my TDL through Prime too.
Yep.
And finding out that the contractors have to mileage pay. Like,
Yes. Yes.
Oh my,
Yes.
You gotta run your tail off to
Yes.
make any.
Yeah, they're on mileage pay. There's no percentage pay. You know, and companies will tell you, oh, we're just trying to make sure that you can make enough money because on percentage you never know. Oh, you know on percentage you can you're making more money on percentage, folks.
Oh, they're killing their drivers and they don't even know it.
Yeah, you're making more money on percentage. There is no doubt about it. You're making much more money on percentage, and I don't know why people can't understand that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, like you said, a 72-mile load that paid $800.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I used to get those all the time. So those are always good to have.
You can make $80 or $800.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that
That's
something?
correct.
Yeah. And you know what? That's the perfect load. That's the perfect load to talk about it because yeah, on that thing at 80 cents a mile, you know what I mean? That thing's going to pay gosh, what? $64? 80 times, yeah, $64 instead of over 700.
Yeah, I got a buddy who.
Good night, Randall. Good night, Randall. Have a good night.
Yeah, he got fired from Wilson. He went to KLM, and then his mileage pay, but now he's having to chase miles.
Yes. KLM is mileage pay. If he wants to make any money over there, tell him to get on the Tyson account, man. He's going to work his ass off, but he'll make money.
He just went Southeast Regional. He said he hates it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, I went from over there. I was at KLM. I went from driving my tail off at 3,300 miles a week to 3,500 miles a week for $1,100 to $1,300 take home, to going to Prime and taking home still $1,300 my first year a week for the whole year in average, $1,300 a week. But I only averaged like 1,700 miles a week, not 33. So I was doing half the work for the same pay, if not a little more. That's
not bad.
That's a big difference.
Yep. The quality of life was better.
Oh yeah. Oh, and plus I had APU on the truck.
Yeah.
You know, I had satellite TV.
Every time you get on the road, you roll the dice.
Yes.
Depending on what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's just the way it is. Let me read this message really quick. My window for all deliveries is 24 hours. One exception is 12 hours, and they treat you like a human. Yeah, so that's a good deal. That's a good deal, Yvonne. I'm glad. So I think Yvonne used to be a primer. Yvonne, weren't you a primer? Every time I see that Lunsford, I'm telling you, Yvonne. Every time, Yvonne, I will never forget you because of Lunsford. I told you last week before. Rudy, Donnie, and Sylvia Lunsford grew up with them as kids. Every time I see that, I think of them. Every time. I think of that little trio. Makes me wonder. Go ahead.
What do you think about the PRO Act?
You talking about that new thing they're trying to pass?
Or yeah, the pro law, whatever.
I haven't.
Everywhere.
I have not read it completely for the national level, but I think I will. I'll have to see. I'll look into it. I'll read it for next week's show, guys. That'll be my homework this week. I will actually read, depending on how many pages it is, I might read all of it. But I will read the important stuff at least so that I can get my interpretation of what exactly they're trying to do with that. All right? So next week we can talk about that for sure. Don't hold it against me. No, Yvonne, I wouldn't do that. They were good people, and Sylvia was super cute. We were like 12 years old, Yvonne. We were like 12 years old. So, Sylvia was super cute. So, all right. Prime asked me the other if I wanted to drive for them. I don't. Solo can make money there and have home time, so tell me what you think. Ben, I absolutely think you can lease a truck at Prime, working on percentage, make money, and have home time. Bobby G does it. Bobby G does it. You know, Panda's doing it through the Wilson side, but the same freight. It's still the same freight.
Yeah, you just have to know how to. You have to know how to run your truck.
That's it, man. You absolutely can make money at Prime and go home. All right, you can.
Well, I went home for 3 weeks.
Holy shit!
I still came out with a check.
Wow, you had that much money in your backup account?
No, I just when you team drive, you could take, like, we took 3 weeks off, so I think our deduction was about 77,000 just in truck. Like, wait, about 40, maybe 5,500.
5,500, yeah, just in fixed costs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then still made a check about, I think it was like $1,200.
Oh, so you had
the good loads.
So you had them take it all out in advance.
No, I was just went into the negative.
Okay, I got you. Oh, okay.
I don't keep any
okay,
money in
so
emergency fund.
so you're okay. Now I'm following you. So you went home for 3 weeks. Your first week back out. First week back out, you still made a check, even after being home for 3 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's actually pretty impressive, man.
No, how much revenue is your guys' truck generating?
This week, right now, well, I'll end this week. Oh, you mean lease completion, or how much?
No, how much
revenue for the truck?
For that week? It's like.
Okay. Oh, for that week it was about 9 or 10.
Okay.
Something like no, it was 8. Because I usually take that load from Dallas to California, and then I'll take a produce load at Oakland, and then I'll take a produce load out of Saline.
Yeah, out of Salinas there. Yeah, yeah.
Right, so. But this week, by the end of this week, I already got a pre-plan to go to California with this Renchem from Aurora, Illinois.
Okay. Yep.
But I should end the week with about 13. Oh no, sorry, 12. Almost 13, but that's only because I had a Salinas load carry over, which was $5,800.
But still, that's going to be a huge week.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
13,000 in revenue ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, but I wish it was more consistent. I've been averaging about 9 to 9.5 for the last month.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, when I trained at Prime as a team driver, my number was always 8,000. It's what I shot for every week. I knew if I had $8,000 in revenue, I was going to get a check somewhere between $3,600 and $4,200. I had it down to that thing. Now, when I started getting over that number, that's when things started to get crazy. And I had weeks there that were, $10,000, $12,000 weeks.
Yeah.
Chad Rich had a $14,000 revenue week, 1 week at Prime.
Wow.
As a trainer. So he has no partner to split it with. Nope. All I do is pay this student. Yes. He took home, it's the biggest single check that he ever had, or that him, either one of us ever had. I think it was $7,800. $7,800 was his take home on that. After.
Biggest.
Huh?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my biggest take home would have been about $7,200.
Yeah. So I mean, that's big. It's big.
That's not bad. See, that makes me wonder, like, if I'm doing like 6,100 in gross revenue solo,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I was looking at, I don't even want to train anymore because I don't want to, I don't want to do TNT right now, and these seats wouldn't even be worth it if if I'm generating that much revenue.
Yeah, if you're generating that much revenue, yeah, on your own, yeah.
You would think that it would be double, but it's not. Like as a team.
Yeah.
You would think you would get about 10, like 11, 12.
But you don't. It doesn't always work out that way. Hey, Reth, I don't know a lot about the flatbed division, but I will tell you, most of the people that I know that were at Prime Flatbed are no longer there as lease operators. So some of them are still at Prime. They're just not at Flatbed anymore. They're over at Reefer. But I know a few that actually left and went to other flatbed companies. They said the money just wasn't there. Marie did 6,000 last week as a solo reefer driver at Prime.
That's nice.
Yeah. 6,000 revenue weeks are always like $4,000 checks. 30. I used to get like 30 something hundred usually if I had $6,000 revenue.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah.
Once you own the truck, though, I mean, I think that's when you make the.
Well, yeah. That's when you really start racking in the money, guys. That's when you really start racking in the money, is when you own the truck. No doubt about it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. I'm going to call it a night.
All right.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all being
All
here.
right.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to do it again next week, but I'll give that spill in a moment. So, but I'm gonna close that.
All right.
All right, guys. So there you go. There you go. Another week of trucking talk in the books. We had a nice chat with the local guy, and what brought him into trucking and how his journey's been, and it was interesting. It's interesting. So we're gonna get that uploaded. If you want to be a part of next week's show, all you got to do is just show up in the Discord. All right, just come to the Discord next week. Be in the Discord, and you can be part of the show. All right, we're doing this every single week, guys. Every Sunday, 9 p.m. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. All right. If you can't get enough of me, you can find me over on Twitch, right, Bobby? Well, I see a lot of my Twitch folks in here tonight, so thank you guys for coming over. Thank you guys for coming over and hanging out. The beginning of this show will be available on your favorite podcast platform tomorrow afternoon. So if it's something you want to rehear, that first 45, 50 minutes I had with local guy, we're gonna get that separated out and get it loaded up. I think we'll see. What's it called in Discord? We can usually put a link, but for some reason a link did not work. But it should have, because it's a Nightbot link and not a Twitch link. So I don't really understand why it did not work. I don't understand why it didn't work. The family is here. That's right, Phantom. Thank you, Phantom, for being here. All right, guys. Be safe, be well, be healthy. All right? Take care of one another. Especially out there on that highway, guys. Take care of one another, man. Watch out for one another out there. It's a big deal. I do a twerking show over on Twitch. No, I do not. I do not do twerking shows over on Twitch. I promise you that. All right? Y'all keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. I love you guys, man. I miss you out there on the highway, but at least I can see you here. God bless you all.